Good evening to all of you once again. We are continuing the same chapter, foreign trade. In previous lecture, we have completed balance of payment, types of balance of payment, and types of accounts in balance of payment. Types of accounts are divided into two parts: current account, capital account, and current account is also divided into two parts: trade of visible goods and trade of invisible goods. And trade of visible goods is also known as balance of trade. Now, one topic that is not given in your textbook, that is, what is the difference between balance of payment and balance of trade? Balance of payment and balance of trade. The first difference is meaning. Recording of economic transactions. Economic transactions of import and exports of goods and services in a systematic manner. For a given period is called balance of payment. And in case of balance of trade, same sentence you have to write: recording of economic transaction of import and export of only goods, only visible goods. Once again, this is the meaning of balance of trade: recording of economic transaction of import and export of only visible goods in a systematic manner for a given period is called balance of trade. The first point completed. Second one is balance of payment is a broader concept. Why it is a broader concept? Because balance of payment includes two accounts: current account and capital account. Current account has two parts: trade of visible goods and trade of invisible goods. Means trade of visible goods, trade of invisible goods means current account, capital account, all accounts are included in balance of payment. So balance of payment is a broader concept, whereas balance of trade is a narrower concept. Why it is a narrower concept? As here balance of payment is a broader concept as it includes all types of account, like current account and capital account. And it is a narrower concept as it is a part of balance of payment. It is a smaller part, trade of visible goods, which is a part of current account, and current account is a part of balance of payment. So it is a narrower concept as it is a part of BOP. Third, balance of payment includes all types of transactions, like transactions related with transactions related with visible and invisible goods. Here it records only transactions related with visible goods. It records only those transactions which are related with visible goods. These are the three differences between balance of payment and balance of trade. Recording of economic transactions of imports and exports of goods and services in a systematic manner for a given period is called balance of payment. And when we are recording economic transactions related with only and only visible goods, then it is called balance of trade or merchandise. Balance of payment is a broader concept. Reason it includes all types of transactions, means including current account, capital account. And it is a narrower concept because it is a part of BOP, balance of payment. It includes all types of transactions, like transactions related with visible goods and transactions related with invisible goods. But balance of trade includes only and only transactions related with visible goods. Fourth one is, last one, balance of payment has two types of account. Current account and capital account. And here four difference, it has no types. These are the four differences between balance of trade and balance of payment. Now next topic is exchange rate. And last topic for today. Once again, write down. If you have textbook or notebook, pen, pencil, then write down balance of payment and balance of trade. A recording of economic transactions of import and export of goods and services in a systematic manner for a given period is called balance of payment. And balance of trade, when only and only visible goods transactions related with visible goods are recorded in a systematic manner. Systematic manner again means debit and credit side. Credit side we are recording income, means exports, means receipts, and debit side we are recording payment, means import. Balance of payment is a broader concept because it includes all types of accounts like current account, capital account. It is a narrower concept, reason it is a part of BOP. It is a smaller part of BOP. It includes all types of transactions, means transactions related with visible and invisible goods, but it records only transactions related with visible goods. BOP has two types of account, current account and capital account, and BOT means balance of trade has no types. Now new topic is, and last topic for today, exchange rate. Exchange rate. What is exchange rate? The rate at which the currency of one country, is converted into the currency of another country is called exchange rate, and exchange rate is decided on the basis of demand and supply. Exchange rate, for example, $1 dollar 1 is equal to 60 rupees. It means, what is the meaning of this 60 rupees? It means, for example, if the price of one shirt is $1, it means we have to make payment of 60 rupees. 60 rupees इंडियन करेंसी. अगर एक वस्तु $1 की है और उसके लिए हमें $1 के लिए हमें वो शर्ट $1 की, इसका मतलब हमें कितना पेमेंट करना है इंडियन करेंसी में? 60 रुपीज़. इट मीन्स $1 इज इक्वल टू, ऑल एक्सचेंज रेट्स आर डिसाइडेड ऑन द सेम पैरामीटर, दैट इज US dollar. एनी करेंसी ऑफ वर्ल्ड, पाउंड, दिरहम, रुपीज़, टका, ruble, all currencies are converted into one currency, means that is called US dollar. That's why $1 is equal to 60 rupees. This is called exchange rate. And how this exchange rate is decided? On the basis of demand and supply of foreign currencies. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे हमने 11th में डिमांड और सप्लाई चैप्टर पढ़ा था कि डिमांड और सप्लाई से ही किसी वस्तु की प्राइस डिसाइड होती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर किसी वस्तु की डिमांड बढ़ती है, डिमांड इंक्रीज हो जाए किसी भी पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट की, और उसके कंपेयर में उसकी सप्लाई कम है, दिस इज सप्लाई, दिस इज डिमांड. अगर डिमांड ज़्यादा है, सप्लाई कम है, in that situation what happens? You have already studied in inflation chapter that whenever demand is more as compared to supply, price increases. प्राइस क्या हो जाता है? बढ़ जाता है. इसी तरह से अगर इंडियन करेंसी की डिमांड ज़्यादा है, इंडियन करेंसी की डिमांड ज़्यादा होगी और फॉरेन करेंसीज की डिमांड कम होगी, तो एक्सचेंज रेट बढ़ जाएगा. अब कैसे बढ़ेगा वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे बाद में. अभी एक्सचेंज रेट का मतलब क्या है कि हमें $1 के बदले में जितने रुपए देने पड़ते हैं उसको, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर कोई कंपनी है वो बाहर से कुछ इंपोर्ट करते हैं और हमें वी हैव टू पे $5, $5. इसका मतलब क्या है? द प्राइस ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट इज़ $5. इसका मतलब है वी हैव टू मेक पेमेंट ऑफ 5 into 60 बिकॉज $1 इज इक्वल टू 60 रुपीज़. 5 to 60, 300 rupees we have to pay. Means foreign currency, the value of foreign currency US dollar, the price of that particular product is $5, $5, and we have to make payment in Indian currency. That's why we have to pay 300. जहाँ एक वस्तु की कीमत $5 है, उसके लिए हमें 300 रुपये देने पड़ रहे हैं. But next, this is a definition. Now, according to textbook, first of all you have to learn meaning. The rate at which the currency of one country is converted into the currency of other country is called exchange rate. अब यहाँ पे एक एग्जाम्पल हमने लिया है, $1 कितने इंडियन रुपये के बराबर है? 60 रुपीज़. नाउ सपोज $1 इज इक्वल टू 65 रुपये हो जाए. मतलब अब हमें $1 के लिए 65 रुपीज़ देने पड़ेंगे. कोई प्रोडक्ट है वो उसका हमने उसकी कीमत, उसकी प्राइस जो है $1 है, बट नाउ वी हैव टू मेक पेमेंट. अर्लियर वी आर मेकिंग पेमेंट 60 रुपीज़, बट नाउ वी हैव टू पे 65 रुपीज़. इट मीन्स द फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रेट इंक्रीजेस. सो हियर exchange rate rises, and when exchange rate rises, it means the value of Indian rupee falls down. Means the value of Indian rupee falls down means Indian currency becomes weak. Indian currency becomes weak. अगर कभी ऐसा आप कभी न्यूज़ में या कहीं सुनते हैं कि एक्सचेंज रेट बढ़ गया है, उसका मतलब समझ जाने का, एक्सचेंज रेट बढ़ने का मतलब कि वैल्यू ऑफ इंडियन रुपी फॉल्स डाउन। जो इंडियन रुपी है, इंडियन करेंसी है, उसकी वैल्यू कम हो गई है। वैल्यू कम का मतलब है इंडियन करेंसी वीक हो गई है। वीक का मतलब ये है कि जहां हम पहले $1 के लिए जितना दे रहे थे, नाउ वी हैव टू पे मोर देन दैट, मोर देन द प्रीवियस इंडियन करेंसी। अर्लियर वी आर पेइंग फॉर $1 60 rupees, but now because exchange rate increases, that's why value of Indian rupee falls down, means Indian currency becomes weak. अब 60 की जगह हमें 65 रुपीज़ की पेमेंट करनी है। एंड ऑन द अदर हैंड इफ एक्सचेंज रेट फॉल्स डाउन, अब इसका उल्टा है, इफ एक्सचेंज रेट फॉल्स डाउन इट मीन्स वैल्यू ऑफ Indian currency rises, it means Indian currency becomes strong. For example, here $1 is equal to 50 rupees. It means earlier for $1 we are paying 60 rupees, but now we have to pay only 50 rupees, less amount we have to pay. So whenever we have to pay less amount for $1, then it is called exchange rate falls down, means there is decrease in exchange rate, means value of Indian rupee rises, means Indian currency becomes strong in the world market. And whenever exchange rate rises, then Indian rupee becomes, value of Indian rupees becomes falls down. It means Indian currency becomes weak in the world market. So this is the short introduction or short notes on exchange rate, and it is completed. But one more point, how exchange rate is decided? One more line, exchange rate is decided on the basis of, exchange rate is decided on the basis of, on the basis of its demand and supply, its demand and supply. Now how demand and supply affects exchange rate, I am trying to explain, otherwise explanation is completed. Only I have to explain one line, that exchange rate is decided on the basis of its demand and supply, means demand and supply of foreign currencies or currencies. So the rate at which the currency of one country is converted into the currency of another country is called exchange rate, and exchange rate is decided on the basis of its demand and supply. Now what is demand and supply? Now suppose, now only I am explaining about the demand and supply. Now suppose the price of a product, the name of the product is A, and the price of this one product is $1, $1, and right now for $1 we have to pay 60 Indian rupees. 60 rupees we have to pay. $1 is equal to 60 rupees, just suppose. Now one Indian company, this Indian company, they are importing goods. Importing which goods? Importing A product, and they have imported 100 units of A product. It means now we have to make payment 100 units of A product, means we have to pay one, the price of one, means price of one product of A is $1, $1. एक इस ए प्रोडक्ट की एक यूनिट की कीमत जो है वो $1 है। इसका मतलब है हमें 100 यूनिट्स के लिए टोटल कितने डॉलर देने पड़ेंगे? $100। 1 यूनिट इज इक्वल टू $1 and we are purchasing 100 units of A. It means we have to pay $100. अब $100 हमें पेमेंट करना है। फॉर दिस हाउ मच वी आर मेकिंग पेमेंट इन इंडियन करेंसी? कितनी इंडियन करेंसी, कितने रुपए कन्वर्ट होंगे? तो $1 इज इक्वल टू 60। $1 इज इक्वल टू 60। सो वी हैव टू पे $100। तो 100 इंटू 60, this total we have to pay 6,000 rupees. If the price of product, total price of product is $100, it means for 100 means against $100 we have to pay 6,000 rupees. यहाँ पे हमें पेमेंट करना है 6,000 rupees. It means demand of foreign currency is only $100. हम कितनी डिमांड कर रहे हैं फॉरेन करेंसीज की? ओनली 100, क्योंकि हमने जो प्रोडक्ट परचेज किया है उसके लिए हमें 6,000 रुपये पेमेंट करना है एंड 6,000 रुपीज़ इज इक्वल टू $100। इट मीन्स वी आर डिमांडिंग ओनली $100। नाउ ऑन द अदर साइड इंडियन कंपनी इज एक्सपोर्टिंग गुड्स, दिस इज एक्सपोर्टिंग, एक्सपोर्ट्स, हम बाहर बेच रहे हैं। We will get foreign currencies and those foreign currencies will be converted into Indian currency then later on। पहले हम for example अगर हम export कर रहे, बेच रहे to suppose अमेरिका, तो they will pay us amount in $। suppose the price of the product, जो हमने प्रोडक्ट बेची है उसका प्राइस $2 है, $2 एंड टोटल दे आर मेकिंग पेमेंट ऑफ $80। जो वस्तु उन्होंने खरीदी है उसके लिए उन्होंने $80 पेमेंट किए हैं। मीन्स वी आर रिसीविंग ओनली $80। तो वन साइड वी आर मेकिंग पेमेंट ऑफ $100 टू अनदर कंट्री एंड ऑन द अदर साइड वी आर अर्निंग ओनली $80। मीन्स दिस इज कॉल्ड सप्लाई डिमांड। वी आर डिमांडिंग $100 एंड अदर कंट्रीज आर डिमांडिंग demand for other countries, they are demanding only $80। so here demand means we can say we are earning only $80 and we are making payment of $100, means demand of foreign exchange, foreign currencies is more than Indian currency। so in this case the exchange rate will increase। in this way this topic is completed।